For 4 years, lost a lot of money, blew endless amounts of challenges, doubted myself, wanted to give up. But you guys have probably given me my biggest payout, and you've been nothing but amazing to me. Before I moved to Miami, I was building elevators in New York at the Union. So I was working a physically demanding job, and I was like, dude, I gotta get out of this because this is rough, man. It's cold up there. It's 20 degrees. I've got like 7 jackets on, and I'm freezing in the elevator shaft, and I'm trying to train. I'm running off to the bathroom when I'm trying to train. I'm self-taught. I didn't have a mentor. I learned everything on YouTube, and then I took little pieces from different people and I made it my own. I'm no different than anybody else. I just put the work in. The lowest challenge I ever bought was 100K, and I was blowing those, man, like $500, and I was like, dang, this is the holy grail right here. As a swing trader, it's crucial for me to have a balance-based daily drawdown and a balance-based overall drawdown, and you guys provide that. I bought this Cartier watch when I made 6 figures. I need to flex for myself a little bit, you know, because I came a long way, man.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah. It's a green dial Cartier watch.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
dude. Best.
Welcome to ThinkCapital. Today, we have a new interview, and we have Tyler. He's been amazing. He has the record right now, $51,000 with us. And I just came across as well onto your Twitter recently, and you've been popping out. So yeah, if you don't mind, can you give us a quick introduction?
My name is Tyler Gotel. I currently reside here in Miami, Florida. I've been trading for 5 years. Actually, this past year is really where I turned profitable, but I struggled like everyone else, you know, for 4 years, lost a lot of money, blew endless amounts of challenges, doubted myself, wanted to give up. You know, everybody who goes through the struggle, this is what it takes for you to get to this level. You have to go through all these hardships. It builds you up as a trader that you want to become. There's no shortcuts in this industry. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. It's part of it. It makes you who you are as a trader. It helps you manage yourself, helps you properly discipline yourself. And it just, this is what it requires to be successful in this industry. It doesn't happen overnight. I know a lot of people want it, but you guys have probably given me my biggest payout, and you've been nothing but amazing to me. So I applaud that, and I'll show that on social media. And I hope that you gain more traction for that, because I do, you know, you have some of the best rules in the industry, and I just appreciate everything that you guys have done for me so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, I love your energy. I love your energy.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Something that I noticed as well is that, you know, when I saw you on Twitter, I don't know, I think when you had like 700 followers, I don't know how many you have now, but
yeah,
every single person that was...
After I started posting that, my Twitter went crazy, man, to be honest. Yeah. Like I gained like 1,000 followers in like 3 days.
Yeah,
so
but I didn't...
having a hard time like keeping up with it all. I wanted to get back to everyone, you know, I don't want them to think I'm ignoring them, you know?
Exactly. Adding to that, that's what I was going to say, that I see you, you know, replying to everyone, being super nice, super patient, and even to some people who were doubting you.
Yeah, there are out there, you know, trying to find dirt on me, but there is none. I don't offer a course. I'm not out here for money from other people. I try to do right by me, and I try to do right by the people in the industry. I want to take care of them. I'm just not interested in profiting off of them. I make my money through trading. That's why I started this. I don't need to promote prop firms, do commissions, do a course. It's just irrelevant to me. I want my money to come from the markets. That's it. And that's all I'm going to promote on my Twitter. I will never do anything else. So the people that are trying to find dirt on me, you ain't going to find any, pal, because there is none.
Yes, sir. And I love all your answers on Twitter. Super calm, super patient. And so starting with trading, what is your background? How do you find about trading? How do you start it?
So I feel like a lot of people have started trading this way, but it was during COVID. And I was home, and I was like, how can I make money online? So I started out trading stock options. I don't know if you're familiar with options, but it was difficult for me. I was like following friends who were giving me advice, this and that. And, you know, I was getting those checks from the stimulus checks, and I was blowing them. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, all right, maybe I can make some money quick. So that was my first introduction into trading. And then I was seeing, I think when I was on YouTube, and I came across a trader, his name was Q Banks, and he was doing these crazy payouts. And I was like, what the heck's Forex? And I was like, all right, I'm interested in this. And he was telling me how you could leverage your money a lot better in Forex than you can with stock options. And at the time, I didn't know what a prop firm was, had no idea. I think FTMO was like something coming up on in the space, but I had no idea about any of this. I didn't know technical analysis. I didn't know anything. I was just like, I could put some money in and maybe I can get some back. And that was good to me because I was home, and I was like, all right, how can I be successful at this? So I started diving deep into YouTube, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm self-taught. I didn't have a mentor. I learned everything on YouTube, and then I took little pieces from different people and I made it my own. So I took a little bit of ICT. I learned a lot through ICT. So I know a lot of people say this and it's like, they think he's a scam, this and that. He helped me. I don't care if he didn't come up with the concepts. He helped me understand the markets in a way where it was digestible for me. So people could say whatever they want, but he made it in a way where I was like, okay, this makes sense to me now. And then he also taught me that not only does technical analysis matter, time is the most important thing in the markets. Don't be sitting on the charts all day. You need a small window of opportunity. That's how I trade. I'm telling you, I trade for literally 4 hours. If I don't see anything, I don't trade. A lot of people, they're trying to scalp low time frames, this and that. It's like, it may not work for you. I'm always telling people, listen, when in doubt, sell up on the charts. The higher time frame, tell the narrative. So I know I have a lot of it in my mind that I want to tell you guys, but that's how I got introduced to trading. Is that it was during COVID, and I really just wanted to become successful. And I was in the construction industry my entire career. So it's a very demanding field. Before I moved to Miami, I was building elevators in New York in the Union. So I was working a physically demanding job, and I was like, dude, I got to get out of this because this is rough, man. It's cold up there. It's 20 degrees. I've got like 7 jackets on. And I'm freezing in the elevator shaft and I'm trying to trade. I'm running off to the bathroom and I'm trying to trade. I'm getting yelled at. And I was like, there's got to be a way out. I got to be, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do this full time. And I did everything that it took, man. I didn't make no excuses. I did not care. Every single hour of my life was devoted to the charts. Every single hour. From when I woke up till I went to bed, I cut all my friends off, everything. Like, people don't understand. Like, they see my payouts now, but they don't understand what I did to be here. I went through a lot of crap, man. A lot.
Showing off, though. Showing off. I'm super, super proud of you and all the things that you're accomplishing. And I'm pretty sure that you are going to accomplish so many more. There's more blessings coming your way.
Yeah, it's been a wild month, man, to be honest. Like, a lot has changed for me in the past month. And it actually happened so fast to the point where I had to pull myself back down to reality. I'm like, holy cow. Because I'm telling you right now, like, it was insane, dude. The month I just had was wild. And then, like, now social media is getting bigger for me. And that's not even really something that I'm like super interested in. Like, I just did it to be honest, to just help inspire other people. I'm no different than anybody else. I just put the work in and I didn't make up any excuses. I didn't go and DM people, hey man, can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? Like, what works for me? I'm going to tell you guys straight up. What works for me may not even work for you. The way I see the markets will not be the way that you see the markets. It doesn't matter if we trade the same strategy. I promise you right now. It's totally different. When I analyze, I could be in a short and you could analyze the markets and you could be in a long and we could both make money.
Yep.
Here's one thing I'm going to put out there. Every single strategy works. Every single one. For someone to tell you the strategy doesn't work, they're lying. They just lack discipline. They lack risk management, and then they lack on back testing and refinement of that strategy. You know what I'm saying? Everything works.
I agree. I actually agree. Yeah.
There's a lot of misconceptions in the industry. People saying this, it don't work, this and that. It's just like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You really don't.
So we don't want to go into detail for your strategy, right? But you are self-taught, right? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you some information. I don't want to like show you the charts and be like, this is the end all be all strategy because
no worries.
Jerry. But I can go into a little bit of detail on how I trade and what sessions I trade if you're interested in knowing that.
Yeah. I was also going to ask, do you find any challenges at the beginning, especially since you are self-taught, right? That's supposed to like take longer than, if you have a mentor. So how do you?
Challenges for me were very, very hard, man. Like, I was beating myself up and it was like and it would be with me all day. Like, if I lost a trade, it would affect me at work. Like, it would beat me up bad because I was so emotionally attached to this because it had nothing to do with the money. It really didn't. It had everything to do with I value my time and I value financial freedom. I wake up every day. I don't have to answer to anybody. I could wake up when I want, and it's the most freeing feeling in the world, man. It really is. It's more than money could ever buy. I promise you. Buying the nice stuff is nice, but like having the opportunity to just go all in on yourself and be entirely self-reliant, it's just the best feeling ever, man. It really is. And I wouldn't change it for the world. That's why it's just the struggles that I went through. Like, when I was first trading, it was more of just blowing challenges. And I wasn't buying small challenges. And I'll put that out there. I was buying the lowest challenge I ever bought was 100K. And I was blowing those, man, like $500. And I was like, dang. And it was the worst. It was the worst feeling ever. And I would buy another one and I just had no risk management. I was over leveraging myself. I wasn't disciplined. I was trading all hours of the night. I wasn't. It's just, dude, I'd wake up at 2 a.m. I'd be like, all right, let me see if I can catch something, and it was not the right way to go about it. So all these things that I'm telling you, right? Journaled it. I wrote down, what was I feeling emotionally in this trade? You know what? Let me show you. Hold on. I have a hard journal here. This is the holy grail right here. Everything that I have is in this book. I don't use TradeZella yet at the time. I actually prefer to write things because when I write them, they stick with me more than if I were to be attached to the computer. It's just something that works for me. But I've journaled like my emotions here. Dude, I manifested everything. I wrote I was going to make 6 figures in a month trading, and I did. Everything that I wrote in this book has happened to me. So it's like, you put something in your head and in your mind and you go all in on it, I promise you will achieve it. I swear. If you believe in that stuff, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Anything. I changed my entire life in 6 months. My whole life. I was building it, like I said, work construction, 4 a.m, getting up in the freezing cold in New York in an elevator shaft 6 months ago. And now look where I am. I made 6 figures in a month. It's insane. And I wrote everything down in here and I achieved it. Every single thing. That's the power of the mind and just going all in on yourself and believing in yourself.
So important, man. That's like so important. And I hope for everyone who's watching this, they're taking notes because as far as I know right now, so what changed for you apart, besides, risk management and confidence, it was also journaling, especially journaling, not just your trades, but your emotions. That's so important. I think that's something that, we just don't really care about. We know psychology is important, but we just don't really care, about. So that's actually very important for everyone. Mm-hmm. And so what made you actually move from New York to Miami?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not like the cold. It's the worst. I was like, and not to mention, I also wanted to potentially network with other traders, and there are a lot of traders in Miami, man. There are a lot of scammers, let me tell you, selling courses, this and that. I'm not interested in being your friend then, okay? But I am here because I love the weather, and I wanted a new change on life. New York, I wasn't attached to New York anymore. I wanted to get out of there, and I love being warm. Look, as you can see right here in my apartment, that's the pool right there, okay? I could go right upstairs, walk up, go in the pool, hang out in the sun. The gym's up there too. I wake up every day. It's 75 degrees. I mean, what's not to love, You're
living that Brickell life.
Listen, I don't like Brickell as much. It's very oversaturated. I live literally 5 minutes away from Brickell. It's called Midtown. It's a little less I but I go to Brickell every now and then. It's just, Brickell is way overpriced, and it's just oversaturated with people. And I like it here. I go to Brickell when I want to go to restaurants and hang out, but this is much better for me.
Nice. It looks amazing from the views from here.
Listen, you come down here and we'll hang out.
I'm always there every summer.
Really? All right. Well, listen, you can take my number and we're going to meet up. We're going to go out and grab some dinner.
Say less. And since you are there in Miami, I also feel the same way. There's so many traders, not just traders, but entrepreneurs. So have you had the chance to actually network with someone?
Listen, I have a lot of just mutual friends that are very successful in business. You ever hear of something that's called the Miami effect? You come to Miami, you get in the best shape of your life. You make the most money you ever made. You're motivated. Everyone here, outside my apartment every single day, I'm hearing Lamborghinis go by. You got to see the gym outside. There's McLarens, and they make me feel like I'm doing horrible. And I like that because it motivates me to do even better. And it's just, you're not getting that same energy. The energy here is way different than it is in New York. Everyone here is motivated to make money. They are. And it makes me hungry to strive for even bigger things in my life that, I haven't accomplished yet. Those 7 figures are coming. I promise you. I promise.
I can see it. I can see that. And I hope you get it. And I hope, we can have more interviews. Maybe you have a 6-figure payout.
Listen, I got 2 trades running right now, dude. And hey. I'm at 30K between those 2 trades. So listen, the 100K mark is coming quicker than you know.
Let's get it. Yes, sir. And so since you live in Miami as well, it's different to me. Right now I'm in Spain because I play basketball here. So my time zone is different. For you, what sessions do you trade? London.
That's it, dude. I'm up at 3 a.m. Alarm on. Ready? Dialed in. I'm ready. That's the only session I will trade because the volume for me it's so clean. Mm-hmm. Just like I said, personally to me, the price action in London is so incredibly clean. And then New York will probably give you a continuation of London. That's normally how I trade. I will trade a trend and then I'm looking for Like I'm looking for a rejection of a zone during like a London session setup. And then I will utilize the higher time frames for my profit targets. So my entry time frame is a 30-minute. So it's not super, it's not low time frame, but it's not the highest time frame. But my take profits are on the daily. So I'll enter on the 30 and then I'll get off the 30 and then I'll do my take profits on the daily. So you're getting in, right? And your stop loss is small, but your take profits bigger because you're going off the higher time frame. The higher time frame is telling the narrative. I'm not interested in anything lower than the 30-minute. Nothing. And it's just, and I've tried other time frames. It's just, this is what worked for me. And once it clicked, dude, I started making a lot of money fast. And I was like, all right, this is it. I'm not trading. Like, why? I will only trade an A+ setup. There's no B+, there's no C, there's no limiting my risk. If it's not an A+ setup, I don't trade. That's what the difference between me and most people. I could sit and not trade for a week and a half, 2 weeks and not care because I know when I get that A+ setup, it's going to be huge, dude. Huge. Mm-hmm. So I just wait. That's the problem with most people. You don't got to trade every single day. Sorry. I know that doesn't mean you're going to make money. You're going to set yourself back by doing it. You really will. You're hurting yourself by trading more. Less is more. That was one of the biggest things I've ever learned. Less is more. Less pairs, less time in the market, less sessions, and that's all you need. You don't need all these indicators on your charts, traded different sessions, this and that. It's you keep it simple, and I promise you'll be rewarded. Just focus on back testing that edge and then making small refinements and go off of your winners and make refinements from the winners. Don't be so focused on the losers. Not only the time, I analyzed every single candlestick. You don't understand. This is a science to me. How candlesticks close. And I wrote it down. Like I treated it like, think about it like this. You want to be a doctor? How long you got to go to school for? Trading is the same thing. There's no difference. You want to be good at this? You want to have your PhD in trading? You got to put time in behind those charts and not make excuses up. Put those hours in behind the charts. Backtest, FX replay. I have pictures of me literally asleep in my bed with FX replay up and I'm on the laptop like this, snoring. Because I didn't care. I said, I'm going to refine this edge to the point where it's like bulletproof. And I did. Yeah. And that's why they asked me to give it to them for free. You're getting it because I put those hours in, not you. So that's the whole point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's something that some people don't get. Like we see on Twitter, we see on the internet, we basically see the highlights, but we don't see what's behind. We don't see all the struggles and everything, right? Yeah. Yeah. So can I ask, what pair do you actually trade?
Okay. So listen, I have a lot of people asking me this on Twitter and I'll give you the best pairs, okay? Because I'm okay with telling you that. And it's like most of the pairs that everyone else trades. I trade gold. Mm-hmm. I trade USD JPY. I trade USD CAD, USD Chef, Euro USD, GBP USD, and NZD USD.
Okay.
EUD USD, I don't trade it because in my back testing, it doesn't work. It doesn't align with my strategy. So I don't trade it. I back tested every single major Forex pair and even the minor pairs. But minor pairs are rough to trade for me because the swap fees get crazy.
Yeah.
They get real bad and they eat at your profits. So I stay away from those. But out of those pairs that are my best pairs are USD JPY and gold. Those are my babies. I love gold. Yeah. Everyone loves
I was going to ask because you mentioned the 30-minute time frame and the daily. I'm like, that's basically the only thing I trade. I only trade gold. I only trade M30, and then I check H4 and daily. So I'm like,
the time frame alignments between the M30 and the H4 are pretty. They're correlated, you know. But I'm glad you listen. You're a higher time frame guy too. I respect that. It's hard to find swing traders these days, man. Everyone's on the lower time frames. It's like show us some love, you know.
Yeah, and I actually moved from scalping to intraday trading.
Yeah.
Holding longer. Yeah, it's helping me. It's helping me for my mental.
You're going to catch bigger moves as a swing trader than lower time. That's just the way it is. The reason why my payouts are bigger is because I'm swing trading. I'm getting huge moves in the market. I'm not looking for a 1 to 2 R. I'm looking for a big move. And I'm okay with holding it. I got a lot of people, they see the money. Like, I go by my risk management plan on my back testing data. I don't get emotional. I'm like a robot. So I stay in the trade and I let it hit my full TP. I don't take partials. There's none of that. Nothing. I let it go and I walk away from the charts. I enter and I walk away. I go about my life.
So don't forget.
Set and forget. Of course.
And now, so my question now is, how do you manage your emotions? How do you manage your emotions before? And how do you manage your emotions now, especially after like a huge week, like the one you had?
So back in the day, I was extremely emotional. I was attached to the money because I was lacking the money. When people fail to understand is that when you are, when you're attached to the finances of the trade, it's going to be a lot harder for you to hold that. And you're going to be attached to the funds of that because you're like, all right, I could pay my rent with this. I could do this. I could buy that. But you're going about that the wrong way. Cause think about it like this. If you're exiting your trade early, you're leaving so much money on the table. And now you're going against your edge in the market. You're hurting yourself by doing that. Like now from where I was attached to the money emotionally, I'm not like that anymore. I learned how to turn. It took me a long time, like to really not care about the trade. And just if it stops me out, it stops me out. My risk to reward is high. So it's like, if I do get stopped out on a trade, it's really not affecting me. And I just now the thing that's so crucial is to trust your system. And if you have a trusted system, you don't care about the trade. I've seen this a million times. I know what this trade's going to do. And if you only focus on a few pairs, you're like, okay, this pair has done this and it's given me this reward. Why wouldn't you just trust your system? You know that it's going to play out. You know what the issue is? It's yourself. It's you. It's not the market. You're your worst enemy in this. And people fail to realize that is that you know what's holding you back? Yourself. By not trusting your edge.
Yeah. Do you think that could be a reason that, some people don't do enough back testing? They don't have enough data to back their.
I just think that at the end of the day, and I don't want to, I just feel like you have to want this bad, man. Like there's no reason, like there's always time. There's always time to find your edge and to back test. Like if you're coming up with, like I said, I don't come up with excuses. There's no reason why you can't put those hours in behind the charts. I sacrificed everything, dude. Weekends, going out with friends. It's just like, I didn't care. I was so focused on this and I knew that I would be rewarded sooner or later. And I knew if I put the time in now and I sacrificed the things that I wanted to do early, that I'll be rewarded in the end. And then I can go out and have the fun. You have no idea, man. Like I was so addicted to these charts. It was insane. I had no life. I would go to the gym. I would eat a few meals and then I'd be on the charts until my eyes were hurting. They were like bleeding from looking at the screen for so long.
And sorry for cutting you off, but I love your energy. And for everyone for people who are watching this, man, when I went to Miami, like I felt the same way. It's so motivating. Talking to people like you can feel the energy, you can feel the excitement, and
man,
that's actually the people that you need to surround yourself. So for everyone who's watching, you gotta have that excitement and you gotta go after it, like Tyler said.
I appreciate you, man. That means a lot coming from you. All right, I really love that. Yeah. And listen, your energy's good. Don't pull down on yourself. Your energy's great too. Listen, when you're down here, I want to hang out with you.
I got you.
You're a good guy to hang out with.
And so what is next for you? What is next for Tyler?
Man, see, that's a good question. My goal is I want to make six figures with ThinkCapital. I want to stay with ThinkCapital as long as I can. As long as we can have a good relationship together. Listen, you guys literally have the best rules in the industry. And not only that, other firms that I traded with limited my risk. They do all these things. They come up with all these excuses to not let me trade with them. I've had big payouts with other firms and they've kicked me out the door, man. Recently, I had like 4 or 5 firms just cut ties with me. And I'm not the one to go bash them on social media. I'll never do that. I'm not here for that. I just go about my way and that's it. There's a lot of these people, they're going to bash them. I'm not interested in any of the drama. I'm here just to trade. And listen, and I would like to build a good rapport with the firm, especially with ThinkCapital, because you guys are good to me. So I trade within the guidelines and do everything right by myself. And I just hope that you guys do right by me. And you have some of the best rules. As a swing trader, it's crucial for me to have a balance-based daily drawdown and a balance-based overall drawdown. And you guys provide that. All these other firms have these hairy little, we'll take the highest equity at the end of the day. And it's like, what is that? That's just a scam for you to breach my account. Because think about it. If I'm up 10% overall on a trade, right?
And it retraces.
I'm holding it. And I get a 5% retracement. Now my account's breached. Get out of here. That's insane. So I'm not even interested in trading with you guys because that's insane. You're going to penalize me for being up 10%. And then there's a 5% retracement and you're going to breach me when I'm still up overall 5%. When the move is probably going to do 25%. That's the problem, is that for a swing trader, that really hurts you. So most of these rules are for intraday traders. They don't to find a firm like yourself that really will cater to a swing trader who's looking to hold trades for a longer period of time. And I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. And not only that, You guys offer me 600K in funding. I'm max allocated with you guys. So to have that amount of capital to leverage it's awesome, man. I love it. I'm here for it. And you guys are my number one. And I keep saying it. If you see my tweets, I say you guys are number one. I give you your flowers.
Thank you. But how do you do it? Because you have a lot of accounts, right? You manage a lot of capital in total.
Yeah.
So is it not hard for you to manage, a lot of, how do you do it?
See, I had people ask me that. It's pretty easy for me because I'm executing my trades on a 30-minute time frame. So I have the time to go into my accounts and then place the trade. If I was trading on a 1 or 5 minute, this would be very hard for me. But since I'm on a higher time frame, I simply manage all the trades by myself. No issues at all. I can get in. I'd say I get a position in London. I can enter it on my ThinkTrader account, and then I can go on my other platforms and I can enter it there. Very simple. There's no issues. Never gives me a headache. I never had a problem with it. And not for nothing, the firms that I'm allowed to trade with is getting smaller and smaller. So now it's getting easier to manage the accounts.
Do you trade them all at the same time?
Yeah. I take the same trades on all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why if you've seen on my Twitter recently, I'm getting all these payouts consecutively because I'm taking all the same trades. People are like, dude, what's going on? I said, you don't understand. I took the time to build all these accounts and get the funding with them. So now when I get the A+ setup, I'm taking it on all the accounts. So now my payouts are rolling in.
Yeah.
And it's just consecutive.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking is because
they're coming up with these rules now, man. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. I'm seeing what you're doing, and you're not fooling me.
The reason why I'm asking is because I see a lot of people who are talking about, if you have several accounts, so maybe I just use, I'm more aggressive in one, and I'm more conservative with the other one. I might not trade with this other one, whatever, so on. So that's interesting.
And
because I feel like if I mess up in one account and I copy all my trades, then I'm gonna mess up on all of them.
Yeah, you see, because if you're attached to the accounts, it's different. Like my risk management is the same for all my accounts. There's no high risk, low risk. Like I'm trying to baby an account. No. First of all, I only like to trade 200K accounts enough. The 100K, I probably won't even go with a firm that's 100K. But the only reason why I have 100K with you guys is because I had you didn't have the 300K account yet. I don't think. I think the 300K account, it's newer, right? Yeah. So I didn't have that yet. So I wanted the max funding. So I was going to do a couple 200Ks and a 100K, but then so now I have a 200K with you guys, a 100K and a 300K. But yeah, my risk management is usually 1% on all my accounts. And with the 200K account, I mean, it's a lot of money, man. It is. And when you're holding a trade for that long, you could see some serious profits, which shows in my trade. I only risked 1% on that trade. I made 25% on the account. I held that trade for a while.
I wouldn't share my strategy either.
Yeah, man, you ain't getting it. I'm sorry. It's mine. I love you guys. If you're watching, I love you, but you ain't getting it. So stop asking. If you want advice about psychology and backtesting, anything else, I'm open to that, but you will not get the strategy. Sorry.
And what advice would you give to, someone who is aspiring to be a trader, who might be just starting off and is struggling with, the confidence and all of that?
I think, what the confidence comes in at? I'm going to tell you. The confidence comes in when you understand your strategy and your edge in the market. That's when you have your confidence, because if you don't have data, how can you have confidence? If you have no data, I'm going to tell you right now, you're gambling. If you don't have an edge in the market, so confidence for me just strictly comes off if I know how good my edge is in the market. So I execute it flawlessly every single time. I come to the market, I see my setup, my A+ setup. The confidence is like, it's there because I've tested it for 5 years of data. Like I know how strong it is. So that's what builds my confidence when coming to the market. The only reason why you would lack confidence, like I said, is because you don't trust your edge. That's why.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you if you have a system and you're like, okay, when I have a 1 to 2 RR and I win 60% of my trades, why would you be emotional? You know the statistics. This is a statistical game. Don't be attached to the money. Build your edge and go off the mathematics. That's how you become successful.
Yep, exactly. And I can see that's where for sports, like repetition, repetition makes you less attached to the possible outcome because you already know, how it will be. So yeah, I agree with that.
This is also a huge thing. You not only be disciplined on the charts, you have to be disciplined in all areas of your life. Okay. So I'm disciplined with my nutrition, with going to the gym, with exercising. I make sure I get 10,000 steps in a day. Like I am militant, man. That's why I'm so successful in trading, is because all areas of my life, when I started to become disciplined in there, it reflects on the charts. If you're chaotic and you can't control yourself in real life, you're going out partying, you're doing all this garbage, and you're putting horrible food inside your stomach, this is going to reflect on the charts. I know you may think I'm crazy, but this is true. What you input, you output. Mm-hmm. So you have to be disciplined in all areas and all aspects of your life. It's very important.
Yeah, I agree. And besides trading, what else do you do? Do you have any other hobbies or anything else that you like to do?
What I like to do is I love going to the gym. I love working out. I love eating good food. I love going to the beach and getting the sun. And yeah, listen, I live a pretty simple life. Mm-hmm. I take my health super serious. Like I eat like animal-based diet. Like I'm in the gym 7 days a week. Whether my exercises, I'll probably lift 4 days a week. But I'm in this gym doing the treadmill. I'm doing 10,000 steps every single day before I get on these charts. Every day. I wake up at London and I'm in the gym at 6 a.m. every single day. There are no excuses. I put my freaking waist trainer on. I'm like ready to go, man. Like this is why like I'm trying to be ripped, my whole body, and then mentally I'm going to be ripped, you know? So not only am I going to look good, I'm going to have the money in the account looking good. My trading's going to be good. And one thing I am getting into now that, you know, I have a little bit of money that I've been making, I'm getting into watches. This is the first gift I gave myself. I bought this Cartier watch when I made 6 figures. I need to flex for myself a little bit, you know, because I came a long way, man. I really did.
Reward yourself.
So I earned this watch. I actually bought this like 2 weeks ago. So I was very proud.
Let me show to the camera.
Champagne. Yeah,
Can you show to the camera? Let me see.
Oh, yeah. It's a green dial Cartier watch.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Best. My next watch, it's going to be even nicer. I got one planned.
Congrats, man. I'm actually so happy, man. I'm so happy, especially for all the things that you were saying as well, you know, coming from New York and working on construction, working your off, and now you're here. And this is just the beginning. That's the way I see it. So for you and, you know, for everyone watching us this as well, you know, everything is possible. You just need to put your mind into it. Something that my coach used to say back in high school is like, you know, you need to want it as bad as you want to breathe.
That's what it was. Yeah, I didn't think about anything else. You have to want really bad and not make up any excuses. You have to literally go into those charts every day and just grind and put those hours in, because that's something that you cannot teach anybody. You can't teach someone that. You can't teach them to have those hours behind it. I could tell you my strategy, but it's not going to help you because you don't have the chart time. You're not going to see the market the same way as me. It's not going to happen. So all of you looking for that quick fix, I'm sorry, it's just not realistic. You have to, this takes time, man. And I promise you, when you do get there and it does click, everything will happen for you very, very fast. So all those years of hardship, when you do finally reach that profitability stage, you will be rewarded. And all those hard years of endlessly losing and blowing accounts and being down on yourself, they'll get erased in a really short amount of time, because that's what happened for me. It was quick, man. The stuff that's been happening to me in this last month have been crazy. It's been crazy. And I'm super blessed and super thankful. And to all the people that are on social media that are wishing me good things. And listen, I'm going to get back to every single one of you. It's just a lot coming into me right now. And no, it is, man. Cause like, I'm not a big social media guy. I'm really not. So the fact that everyone's showing me love through on Twitter, if you follow me there, I appreciate every single one of you. And, I respond to every single person. I try, and sometimes I may miss one or two, but if you respond to me again, I promise you, I will give you a detailed response. And if you've seen that, then you know that's how I am.
That's what I mentioned actually, you know, at the beginning of the interview, that I saw that you always reply to everyone, but not just like a quick, simple reply, but you actually take your time, you're patient, you know.
Yeah, because if they take the time to respond to me, they deserve a response, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to brush them off. I was in their same shoes, so I resonate a lot with the people that are struggling, because it's tough, man. And it's hard on your psychology. You know, this trading game, it's like 80% psychology. You're beating yourself up every day. Like, and that's following you with the whole day. Trust me, every hardship that you guys have been through, I've been through it. So I just want you to know that. And listen, I dreamed about doing podcasts and doing shows like this. And I wrote on my vision board that I would do one. And I used to watch all these, like, I watched them on YouTube. I would watch, I watched Words of Wisdom. I watched all these people. I've been there, man. And I was like, I'm going to be on this one day. I know that I am. And I just told myself it. And when I believed it to the point where I was like insane, man. Like my parents, they didn't know about this trading stuff. They thought it was crazy. They were like, what are you talking about? You can't do this full time. I go, watch. And then my parents visited me like 3 weeks ago, and they were here. I took them to dinner. And I was like, Ma. And she's like, what? I was like, I made 6 figures this month. She's like, you're kidding. I go, no, I swear to God. And then I was showing her some of my payouts. She was like, holy cow. And and it felt good to like, cause to make my mom proud and stuff like that. And she's like so proud of it. She's like bragging to her friends now, and it's just a really good feeling, man. It's rewarding. This is if you can get good at this and you can put your time and all your effort into it, it's something that, you'll have forever. Nobody could take this skill from you. No one. That's what I'm saying. There's no boss that can ever take this from you. Nothing. This is entirely yours forever. And listen, not to mention, let me get one of those shirts because I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure we don't have any problem sending you one.
Let me get one of those shirts. I like that. I'll even pay for
it. Let's see. We think I can send you some. We have.
Yeah, let me get a little merch.
I need a hat too.
Look at that. Look at that. I need that hat and that shirt. I'll go out representing in Miami.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But what you said before, about your mom as well, I feel like that's something that I truly wish everyone can feel. Like it happened to me as well last time with my first, bigger payout, and I showed my mom. She started crying as well. Like it's actually, possible. So I feel like everyone needs to have that moment, and it will happen.
It will happen for every single one, every person. And it's just, explaining the way a prop firm works to my mom. It was so hysterical. She's like, what do you? I was like, it was so hard because their generation is so behind. They don't even understand that. So it's like you're speaking a different language to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ma, this is possible. Like she's like, really? I said, watch. And it was like, I think like a year ago or 6 months ago, she didn't really like have all the faith in the world in me. But like when she came here and then she finally heard me say that and I showed her it, I'm gonna tell you, that was probably one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. More than any payout will ever give me. It's just making your parents and your family proud. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. And I know every single one of you that are working hard and putting that effort in, you will get that feeling. You will. Just tell yourself and don't give up. Whenever you have hardship, really put your head down and just work. Do not ever give up. I promise you. You only fail when you give up. Remember that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And one of my last questions for you is, well, it's not really a question, but let's say for your future self, let's say you watch this back in 1 year or in 2 years, what message would you give to your future self right now?
If this was 2 years back, what would I give to my future self?
No. So you just send a message right now to your future self.
That's a good one. I would tell myself to just, keep yourself grounded. Don't let all the money affect you and blow your head up and have a big ego. Stay true to yourself. Don't ever change who you are. Focus on your system, focus on being a good person, and focus on doing the right thing, because that's what I value the most. I value, being a good person, doing the right thing, and helping others when I can. These are the things of why trading is important to me, because I can now, help my friends out, help my family out, and this is who the person that I wanted to become, and I hope 2 years from now that I can look at myself and be proud of who I am, because that's more important than any monetary value I'll ever gain. It's just being a person that is respected and by his peers and by his friends and by his family. That's extremely important to me. That's what I value, number one. So everyone on Twitter that's coming for me and saying I'm a bad person, you're lying, because I'm not.
Tell him. And before we finish, do you want to share your social medias or anything you want to? I don't know if you want to, but
listen, the only social media I have is Twitter. I don't use Instagram. Tyler G_Capital. So if you want to follow me there. If you need any advice, hit me up in the DM. For the growth that I've had on the Twitter in the last week has been nuts. So that's my platform. I'm not a big Instagram guy. I'm not a big fan of social media. I think it clouds you. I think it's like all the stuff on there, half of it's fake. And I just stay off of it, to be honest.
Thank you. And thank you for being here with us or giving us some of your time. And I appreciate you.
If you want to do another one, I really had a great time talking to you, man.